How can you and I have a healthy Christian marriage, or even just a healthy marriage? But as Christians, how do we have a healthy marriage? I have with me today Apostle Jacob and his wife Cindy Dardar. They've been married for over 50 years, in the ministry over 50 years. So let's ask them some questions. Brother Jacob and Sister Cindy, how does one choose to love? Is love a choice? Is it a daily choice? I read in Scripture in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 7, charity suffereth long, is kind, charity envieth not, charity vaunteth not, itself is not puffed up, does not behave itself unseemly, seeks not her own, is not easily provoked, thinks no evil, rejoices not in iniquity, but rather rejoices in the truth. Rejoice, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. So how? Talk to us.
I would say love is a choice. I believe that the thing primary to God's creation and to humankind is free will, the ability to choose. Love, like any other available blessing, benefit to man, has to be chosen. I believe love in itself demands choosing because love is the will bender.
Explain that.
I love Cindy and I want to please her because I love her. She's not forcing me to decide to please her, make her happy, and serve her. But her love for me bends me in that it bends my will. I love her because I want to. Yet her love makes me. How
So,
can you say that?
are you saying then that if in a relationship there is one who, for lack of a better word, manipulates or requires, has standard or not standards, but expectations of what you must do to love, is that then not a choice? Is that maybe an obligation only?
Well, I would say the love on the part of the one being manipulated will not see it as manipulation, but as a desire. I want to love her. There's probably an avenue you could go down, one or two, and go a little deeper in that subject. But the fact that love, I love her, I want to love her, I continue to love her. These are all decisions, yet her love for me is making me do that. How do you draw that line? How can you tell the difference?
So give me some examples, Cindy, of how you on a daily basis choose to love this man who is your husband.
Because I see so much of endurance within himself to want to do what is right on a daily basis, and therefore that brings in a lot of love because he is so willing to want to do the things of the Lord and the things of God, and just of togetherness in so many ways.
Yeah.
That draws us together.
You will hear in the way she answers you that she's not selfish in any way. She hasn't said the way he loves me. She has seen characters in me without even saying what she craves from me. She's not focusing on the craving. She's focusing on the character that I am and the love that she sees in me all around. And at the same time, my love for her is making her talk that way. And yet, I'm not violating her will. It is her will to speak that way toward me because of the fact that my love for her and her love for me is a will bender. It's establishing the will to love.
Would you guys agree that when you first met, maybe it wasn't the love, not maybe, it definitely is not the love that you have now for each other because you were just introduced first time. So what was that first spark that started the love journey, the daily journey? For you,
I was prepped. I was prepped. I was told that there was this girl that wanted to meet me. Actually, we had met before, but there was no real, it wasn't in our memories. I remember meeting her. But this girl wanted to meet me because she always wanted to marry a preacher. And I'd been preaching already for 4 years. And so it made me say, I want to meet this girl. This is a preacher's daughter. So that told me she was raised in a godly way. She was raised in a Christian service environment. That's the kind of wife I wanted because I knew I would be in the ministry. So I'm kind of prepped, looking forward to meet her, already given to the idea. So naturally, when I first saw her, that was it for me.
So you're saying instantly you
Instantly,
loved her.
instantly.
Now, from that moment of instant love when you first saw, how did you develop your love over the years? How does that love become developed in its expression?
Let me say, in our case, the only case that I know from the inside, purity. She was devoted to God. I was devoted to God. We enjoyed each other's company. We enjoyed each other's presence, but it was all in a pure sense. It wasn't flesh for flesh. It wasn't the love experience that develops after you're married. It was a truth that became more and more real, that I would be the right one for her and she was the right one for me. And it was all cultivated in the soil of ministry, fulfilling the will of God, what she had dreamed for her entire life, and what I knew was necessary if I was going to have a successful ministry. I needed a wife that would understand ministry, that would love ministry and be part of ministry. And she came from the perfect family.
And we were looking for the same thing, more or less, is what you can say, is that we both knew that we wanted to live a Christian life as a family. And therefore, it just drew us.
So what about this man specifically caught your eye, Cindy?
When he walked towards me, he had this certain kind of walk that I'll never forget.
I did have a walk.
I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of like kind of like a John Wayne.
So it was kind of those, yeah.
Kind of like a forward walk. And I don't know what it was, but it just really.
If this episode ever airs in Ville Platte, Louisiana, and there's a family to a man, a very inspiring man to my life, by the name of John L. Vidrine. He was my 6th or 7th grade teacher, and he influenced me. I wanted to be like him. He was a great guy, a teacher of integrity, and I wanted to be like him so much. I walked just like him. I developed his walk.
So I guess you could say,
Something about
fortunately, his inspiration caused you to do that because that's what got her. So then how did it go from that initial walk, seeing him walk towards you, gotcha, to now being a love?
Us.
Well, I was the first.
Hold on. I want
to give her something to talk about.
Okay, go ahead. Give me some.
I was the first young man that her dad ever allowed in the house.
I was about to
Before
say
her.
that. Yes.
Okay.
And so he came over the first night, wanting to really meet me, and I guess meet my parents also. And I wasn't there. I was next door babysitting. And so he knocked on the door, and he had heard all kind of things about my dad.
So I brought my little brother as a cushion.
So anyway, my dad said hello, and opened the door and said, so
Can I share how I addressed him so courteously? I said, I'm here to see Cindy.
To the point.
It just came up. I was trying to, surprised he said, she's next door.
She's
Let me
next
go
door.
get her.
Let me go get her. So then, my sister went over to finish the babysitting, and we had
And we
some
started
time together,
visiting.
some time together, and it just opened from there. And
We visited regularly, right there at her house.
regularly, yeah.
So then the choice to love may have external issues that sparks it, the interests, the same purposes or likes and dislikes. You have that commonality.
Yeah.
But then from there, it has to develop.
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
from there, it must continue to be developed.
It must be nurtured. It
Mm.
must
Yeah.
be nurtured. I say it like this
Enter it there.
in marriage ceremonies. Love gets your attention. You see a spark in her eye, she sees a spark in your eye, that initial interest. And then you get to know each other, and then love occurs. You fall in love. And it develops so much until, wow, let's spend our lives together. So will you marry me? Go down on one knee and she says yes, and you begin that life. Well, it's not very long after that part of love begins that you start seeing the challenges. Because love will be challenged because it's part of your everyday life,
Right.
the in and out.
Right.
You see things now you never would have seen just dating. You hear things you never would have heard of. You observe, you experience. And so this is the way I say it. You have love that gets you together and then bonds you together. And then once you're bonded together in marriage, you will have to have commitment.
Love.
Commitment
Keeps it
then.
together.
Commitment then will say, even when you don't feel love, even when now you're seeing something that you don't like, now you're hearing something that's abrasive, or you're seeing a part of her life or his life that's strange to the entire relationship that you have. And now you're tempted to say, ooh, I don't know. Well, that's when commitment kicks in and say, wait, we're in it for life.
Yeah, we are.
We're in for life. We're together. Deep down inside, you still love, but now you'll have to mentally choose to love, and you support that love through commitment. Commitment is a choice to love.
So love is not only a feeling, though
Right.
it is a feeling,
Yeah.
but it is for love to last. You have to, he said, nurture it and make the
It's-
commitment.
Teamwork.
It's teamwork.
Yeah.
Part
Very
of
good.
1 Corinthians 13, love never fails.
Right.
Love will never turn on your spouse, on your companion, on your member for life. Love will never turn on that. So it might be in here, way down in the depth of the heart, unfelt. The emotion is gone. Now you're only thinking, and things have caused love to feel numb, but it's always there. Never fails. It's there until you realize, yes, I do love Cindy. My commitment kept me through the numb, and now love is taking over again. I don't need that commitment anymore. But commitment kicks in. It's like the governor on an engine. You put a pressure on a weight on the payload, and the governor kicks in and boom, 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 until you're not in the stress anymore, and the governor releases again. That's commitment to marriage. And commitment says, yes, I choose love every day. I choose love every time that love is attacked. I choose love. And we can learn to do that now. I'm 71, and she is way behind me. But listen, at this juncture in our lives, that's easy to see. That love kicks in from time to time. Commitment has to be, it's acceptable to us.
So there we go. How do you stay love or stay in the marriage, in a healthy marriage? Make that decision to commit and nurture your love daily. Thank you. God bless.